Welcome. I'm Andrea Grover. I'm the Executive Director of Guildhall, and these three are in big trouble. It looks like we're going to be lecturing tonight. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about this new exhibition slot. We carved it out of the space-time continuum, Christina and I. It's a new exhibition slot that we added last year so that we could focus on artists who are from the area that might be, say, in mid-career. And last year we had Alice Hope and Hiroyuki Hamada, and the artists really get the entire space of the galleries, and it's thought of as a way to kind of push aesthetic boundaries and experiment. So as such, new programs all have new funding and new challenges. So I want to thank Beth Rudin DeWoody for immediately stepping in and supporting Jake's project here at Guildhall, and also to Hampton's Arts Hub for their media sponsorship. So now we're going to turn it over to Christina Strassfield, our Chief Curator.
Thank you. We're very excited to have you all here today. Again, as Andrea said, it's really wonderful to welcome the artists and to see their vision come to fruition in the various projects that we've had going on. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information on each of the artists, and then I'm going to turn it over to them. So Young Jake, as we know, is a multi-platform creator who fuses the digital and the physical in the visual artworks. Rap videos, apps, and digital art made for the internet. His mediums have ranged from found and fabricated metal combines to video installations that reflect on our pop culture, social media, consumerism, and the internet. In his combines, Young Jake digitally distorts characters from cartoons and video games, as well as manages of consumer products, created, twisted, elongated shapes rendered on metal. Well known for his emoji portraits, Young Jake produces likenesses of celebrities and internet personalities in the form of pointillist portraits, generated using his app, Emoji. The artist's continuously evolving toolkit of internet content combined with personal and lyrical ideas on mass culture and on the internet is a response to the ubiquity of online life and meditative experience. He was born in Sag Harbor and raised in Bali, New Zealand, and Bridgehampton. He has established himself on the internet in 2011 and received a BFA from Cal Institute of Arts in 2012. He's had 11 solo exhibitions since 2014, including several shows with Stephen Turner in Los Angeles, a project of Art Berlin, Contemporary Berlin, and 2 exhibitions at Tripoli Gallery, venues such as Sundance Film Festival, and performance throughout Los Angeles, including Hammer Museum, Red Cat Mocha, the Getty Center, and the New York Museum of Modern Art. Young Jake exhibited in Finland in 2017 at the Museum of Contemporary Art, Kisma, Helsinki, and in China at OCAT Shanghai, with KBIS San Francisco in 2018. I just want to say that we're really thrilled because our mission statement is to show artists who live and work in the area. And this is the first time we're actually showing an artist who was born in the area and who's exhibited in the area and who's gotten a full one-person show. So it's really wonderful honor, a great honor for him. Tripoli, since 2005, Tripoli Patterson has organized, produced, and curated contemporary art shows in various innovative locations around the east end of Long Island and New York City. Tripoli Gallery Southampton, founded in 2009 as the Tripoli Gallery of Contemporary Art, has been serving as a dynamic platform for artistic dialogue between local and international artists of the East End community since its inception. Trip believes that each exhibition he curates acts as a frozen moment of those artists' history recorded, preserved, and globalized in perpetuity. Katherine McMahon, who's going to be moderating our panel today, is the Director of Programming at the Elaine de Kooning House and the Creative Director of ARTNEWS. She studied Fine Arts at Townsend University and the Fashion Institute of Technology, and currently spends her time between New York City and East Hampton. So, welcome our panelists. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out today. So I guess to get it started off, to talk about the show, can you tell me what Kelvin is based on and where the inspiration came from?
Kelvin is basically me, like a version of me as a child. He's like the center, like the kind of the basis of the design is his dreads. It's kind of like a mask in a way. And I just like kind of started drawing myself like with my dreads covering my face because it was kind of like, there's like a way to like create a mask and like a shield of like your personality. It's same with like a hoodie. It's like, I feel like a hoodie is like a room or something where you can like be outside but inside at the same time. And Kelvin is kind of this, he's just like this introverted character. He lives and he's the youngest in the family, and he lives in this nomadic kind of like sci-fi world. But I guess like I was drawing that drawing before, like around the same time I had this idea for the cartoon. I was drawing the drawing and kind of didn't really think of, I don't even know if I had the name Kelvin yet, and then it kind of just like manifested itself in a way. It kind of like became this alive thing. But it's based on this cartoon that I'm developing. That's like kind of like where it comes from. And this show is like, I like to, when I have shows, I don't like to like go back in history or like, you know, like pull from art that I've already created. I like to just like make stuff. I don't really have a studio practice, so like a show is like a good opportunity to make work for me. And since I was like already working on this cartoon, I was like, this show should be about this cartoon.
Right. I mean, that takes a certain amount of vulnerability to let people into your studio. And in a way, in essence, the exhibition is almost like studio practice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, pretty much everything besides that, like, colored animation, I made, like, 2 weeks before the show. So, like, I had the date for, like, a year, and I guess, like, that entire year, and even before I knew I was going to have the show, I've been working on Kelvin. So, in a way, like, the genesis of this character was like in a way like preparation for the show, and so I had all that like in me, and yeah, like the week before it kind of just like barfed it out.
And then the name Kelvin, is that from anything in particular, or were you ruminating on that for a while?
No, I have no idea where it came from.
Okay.
His name's Kelvin McKelvin.
Kelvin. And so within the exhibition and the integrating people into the actual show, how much does it change the perception, allowing people permission to touch the work and interact with it? Does that change the whole narrative of the show?
Yeah, I have this like hard thing because I don't want anything to be like, this is a new cool idea that you can touch the work now. I just like want it to be like you can do anything. Like I want that to be the collective consciousness that everyone there aren't rules in life. So I tried to be as like vague as possible and not be like the work is interactive and you can touch it and it's different and it's an institutional critique. It's more just like you walk in and I don't care. Just do whatever you want.
So as a child growing up here out in Hamptons, I know you moved around a lot, but did you always have ambitions to be an artist, or?
Yeah, I was like really encouraged by my mom to just kind of do whatever. Like I always like think about her when she was like okay with me quitting stuff, and it's like it kind of sounds negative, but at the same time it's like I think at an early age I was like I just like kind of embedded this lack of like rules. So I think like that, and like also like Playground 2 was like a good example of just like there was no rule. Like you kind of just go. I went there and went to whatever I want. And the same with like Cal Arts. It was like I don't know. It's just like in life there's like systems and like curriculum, whatever, but they're all fake. They're not like a real thing. They're just like an idea that we're taught that they aren't really like, it's not like a tangible thing.
Now just to jump in about like Jake being an artist or deciding to be an artist, as long as I can remember, he's always been an artist because he's always been drawing and always been doing it. Like I don't know if do you decide to be an artist or are you just an artist?
That's a good question.
Is there a point where you like consciously like made the decision of like a professional artist?
I think when my mom put like I did like this like little surfer drawing and she put it on her newsletter for like her surfing magazine. That was like my first taste of fame. Like, seeing my drawing like printed a bunch of times, I was like, okay, that's the sauce. Like I want that in my life.
And Jake was like 6 at that time.
Infrastructure-wise, being an artist and like succeeding in the art world in this day and age, and developing the cartoon, do you have a team that you work with regularly? Does that change project to project, or is it pretty much a one-man show?
No, it's not at all. I feel like the more established I get, the less I do. And that's like kind of like the fun part about like success, I guess, is like you can like your dreams surpass your abilities, and with success comes the ability to like manifest your dreams without needing the skill. Like obviously general understanding of like a certain field is helpful. Like I'm obsessed with cartoons and I've never stopped watching cartoons, so like I know about cartoons. So like when I made that animation, I like had some grasp on like how to do things, but like none of the drawings and that are like based on my drawings, but like they're all like I think like 10 animators or something worked on that little like 30-second clip.
So is it easier to be an artist when you're not successful in some ways because your vision is clear, or is it easier when you have more people to kind of help your vision become realized? Or they're just totally two different things?
No, I mean, I don't know if it's like a matter of easy or not. It's just like if I like look back to like when I was in high school painting and like obviously didn't have assistants or anything, it feels the same as me texting to get the animation done. Like it feels like I still have the same feeling of making art. So yeah, I guess like maybe it is easier because like maybe like I'm doing less physical stuff and the product is like has more hands on it, so like technically maybe it's like more like less work goes into the genesis like compared to the final product. But in terms of like the way it feels for me to make the given piece of art, it feels the same. Like it feels like I'm putting in the same amount of rigor.
Right. It's just changed.
Yeah, it's just changing. Maybe it goes further or something.
Right.
Do you think the speed or like the distance between a concept in your mind and bringing it to life now is quicker, or when you were like less known and less people helping?
That's interesting. I kind of feel like things go by, like things take longer now than there's like more people involved and more like agendas and stuff. Like some of the music, like the earlier music videos I made, it like literally took like 2 days, and that's just like
good.
yeah, and they're like maybe better than anything I've done since, but like yeah, like there's no like real correlation to time. I mean, I guess like some things I made that are like really like labor intensive took like back then or whatever. But I guess it's just like maybe it's a little simpler, having a simple idea and like getting it done.
It reminds me, like, it's nice hearing that point about the movie, about your music videos, and how, like, earlier you spend 2 days and make it, because this show, to me, it has that immediacy, this, like, it's not like you can, like, beat yourself up over it, so it's, the work in the room doesn't feel like that. You walk in there and it feels light, and it feels spontaneous, and it feels like, maybe like those early videos or something.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you were born in Sag Harbor, and then how long were you in Sag Harbor before you moved to Bali and started moving around?
I don't know, 6.
So do you have memories from that here as a child of?
Yeah, whenever we left, I was not down. I always wanted to be, and then like it just I kind of became numb to it. Like by the time I was like 15 or something, I was just like, all right, this is like part of it. But like I remember like crying whenever we left. Moving is tough as a little guy.
Yeah, because you know, like, your constants are so minimal.
Yeah, and that's like why I latched on to video games and cartoons, is because that was the I had to create the new constant things in my life. So like if I was in Munich or something, I could still go to the toy store and buy like the Game Boy, and like it's the same as it is in America. So then like the same with like Legos, and like so like I like that like aspect of pop culture is really important to me in traveling.
It's comforting.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite video games and cartoons from you?
Kirby, all the Kirby games. Like I just like all the Nintendo IP is good. Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab, like all the cartoon. Yeah, Rocket Power, Doug. There's just like there's so many. I love cartoons so much.
So can you tell me about how music plays into your practice as an artist?
I kind of just like think of music as just like it's like that maneuvering thing. It's like that like it's like you're in the zone, and like I have like a song, and it's like it's not different than a painting or making a cartoon, or it's just like another thing to be creating. Yeah, and like I've played around with like putting music videos in exhibitions, and like I think the best place for them is on the internet still, but like I like really enjoy like kind of problem solving that, like the hardware of the videos is like something I have a lot of fun like coming up with, and like because all of a sudden it's this new like object. It's like this TV. It's on wheels. It's like it's bright, and it's like familiar and new at the same time. But now we're talking about videos and not music. But yeah, I like making it.
So you had a country crossover hit recently. Got my I Got My Money. Was that genre influential on you, or are you a fan of country, would you say, or was it sort of an experiment, or?
Yeah, I like, I guess it yeah, I just like had that, I was like, I want to make a country song, and then I just started making country songs, and then I realized, like, the reason I like rap is because, and like the reason I started rap is because like art has this like this subjectivity thing, and in college it kind of bothered me when I was just making a painting, and like people are like, what does it mean, and just like latching on like ideas to like this like figurative painting. It's like there might not be an idea that and so I started rapping because I could just say the thing, like say this is what I'm doing, and all rap has that quality of like, this is what I'm doing, like this is the money I have, this is, you know, and they're kind of like just talking about, and I got to a point with rap where I was like, okay, I'm doing that, I'm like saying what I'm doing, but I'd like, the genre would start to like, it would start to dictate the content, which is like a scary idea. Like, I'm like, I can't not talk about money in rap, or like, or like, you know, or like partying, or like bragging. I mean, I can, but sometimes it's just like what's whack to me, like certain type of rap is just like, that's like lyrical is like whack to me. After I played around with country, I'm like, it has that same quality of like being present and talking about what you're doing, but I didn't have that same like obligation to talk about a certain thing.
Right.
So that's why I love country. It's just like, it has that same honesty quality as rap, but I don't know, it's more about being present than it is about like being rich.
It's like, to me, listening to those country songs and what you're talking about, it sounds like the country songs have more truth to your actual life than some of the rap songs. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, definitely. It's like, because I go into a country song with like a goal of like, I want to make a song about hanging out in my room, or like, I want to make a song about like how much I like daytime. And like, I guess like if I put my mind to it, a rap song about those things would be kind of sick, but it's I don't know, it's like hard for me.
And it still is going to be held in that rap box.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is that it isn't, but
It's
we'll
sort of
see.
a trap in some ways.
Yeah.
And then so you worked with a few people in hip hop, such as Kanye West, Kid Cudi. Can you tell me about how you got to know them and what your working experience with them has been like?
Yeah, like, I guess like all of those things, it's like based on the work, and like someone will show someone if it, like that's like why I work at Adult Swim, like I'll make a video and then like kind of, it like has that viral thing, and then like one friend shows another friend, and another friend shows another friend, and then all of a sudden Kanye West is looking at it and he's like, get him in this room now. And like,
Was that meeting with him intimidating?
yeah, it was scary. I was like 22, and like I like hadn't really met anyone famous at that point, and he was like, there was a gigantic screen of his face
How
in
did
like
you guys
a
touch it?
warehouse.
In his house?
How did you get
No, this was like in a warehouse in New York. I don't remember how he got in touch with me at that point, but yeah. And then like just throughout the years, he'll like hit me up and ask me to do something and then not use it. And like I woke up to a call once at like 4 a.m. and I thought it was my dad. And like he's like, yeah, like I want you to do this artwork. I'm like, okay, like half asleep. And then like I'll be at his house and passes, and then I'll like kind of have to continue my life, and then not talk to him for like another 2 years, and like nothing I did ended up like seeing the light of day. But the recent thing was he flew me out to Wyoming, and that was like me reaching out to. I just like this like picture of like him and like Chance the Rapper and like a bunch of people like listening to music in this bedroom in Wyoming, and my friend Sean was like, you should Photoshop yourself into the picture and send it to him. And so I did, and I sent it. I was like, we look. I feel like I'd look good in Wyoming. Like, you should fly me out. And then he flew me out, and then the next thing I know, I'm sitting on that bed that I photoshopped myself on.
That's amazing. You manifested that.
Yeah. And then yeah, I was just like kind of there, like lingering, not really working, like hanging out while they were recording. And the album cover was like the most last minute thing ever. Like I was sending them stuff, and at a certain point, he's like, I don't like any of this. I don't like anything. Can it just be a white thing? So I exported a white image on Photoshop, and then like on the way to the listening party, they like sent me this picture, and they're like, "Can you put the text you made onto the thing?" And I like photoshopped it in a bunch of ways, and I made it really small in the middle, and then that was the album cover for Yay. So it was my handwriting on like this iPhone.
Cool. That's great. Awesome. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about living in LA as well. We met initially in LA for a piece about your truck, which, I guess I was a little bit curious what is good about being an artist in LA versus New York. Do you ever see yourself coming back living in New York full time, or do you think you'll stay out there for a while?
I probably wouldn't live there or here full time, but I am interested in coming back when I can like be bi-coastal or something. But yeah, LA is sick because of like you don't have that like weird like competitive thing that you have in New York. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, do whatever, like it's chill, and I feel like that just matches my personality more.
Yeah.
And I also like learned in LA that, I mean, it was probably something to do with Cal Arts or something, but that my art didn't need to be tangible or like sellable, or like these ideas, like those were like rules that I had to unlearn, and like LA like taught me that, untaught me that.
So, last I heard you were homeless. Is that true?
Kind of. I'm working on it.
So where will you live when you go back to LA?
Well, I wanna live the life of my cartoon. Like maybe it's like a method acting thing or research. But yeah, I love my truck, and maybe it'll be like some sort of version of like a van or like me pulling something. But I always like wonder like with those big like where do you park a bus? What if I want to go to a restaurant? Like, where do I park?
You have to have like one of those small boats, like a dinghy that's on the back of a yacht.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little moped or a scooter.
Right.
I'm gonna write that down.
So, do you have plans to continue the emoji series in any way, or is that done for good?
I still make them. I just like my main Instagram page is a different project right now. But I still put them out and do commissions and stuff. I just like don't want it to be like on the forefront. I don't want to. The last thing I want is to be known for that. Like I don't even like it. If first place.
So what
I think they're cool, like, I think they look cool and they're beautiful, but like, it's, conceptually they're all one piece. So I think it's a sick piece, but like, it's a piece, so.
And it's also kind of a tool, isn't it? Like when you started that series, it was like a, not like just as an object or so, it was almost as like a functioning tool that had a point.
Like a tool for myself.
Or for social media.
Yeah, it was like plotting to get followers, and it like worked.
So the social media thing has been pretty helpful though, right? Or has it been like a big component of your career, would you say, or?
Crap, I don't know what it helps. I like to think it's helpful, but like, does it help sell objects? I don't.
A couple times.
Like, it's not like by followers that are trying to buy like these pieces. Maybe I guess it helps. It helps me with like corporate gigs. Like I did an AT&T gig that like I wouldn't have probably done if I didn't have a follow.
So then your current Instagram project, what are you working on now?
I'm like trying to become something else. So it's like it's documenting that journey.
I've been having a lot of enjoyment since Jake's been out here and seeing people's reaction to him having hair as opposed to thinking that he's bald. And like people's realities, like someone came up to me and they're like, "Whoa, you grew your hair back since the opening." And I was like, it's like, what do you mean? And they literally thought they saw him at the opening with a shaved head, and like just this confusion of like what's reality and what's not. Like on Instagram, it's not reality. And I feel like Jake's, like, for me at least, your like the month thing is revealing these dual realities that a lot of people are living through their social handles and their actual lives. And it's like, I don't know, maybe good or maybe bad, but just it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like there's like definitely like there's like a fine art with making it like close to reality, so it messes with people. Like for example, my Instagram is just like pictures of me with my head shaved, and I like have like these like long inspirational like captions, and yeah, so like I posted a picture of me bald, and I went, oh, like good for you, like you're like letting go of like material, and then like I post like another picture, like I'm getting rid of all my stuff, which is like an idea that I'm having, but I'm not actually, like I haven't really done it yet, and then like I posted another picture of like a selfie of me with my bald head and my face tattoo, and like, so then people will like see me and they'll get so confused because part like they're like, wait, so the hair was fake and the tattoo was real? Like what? Isn't like one like harder to fake? So yeah, I think like it needs to have like some sort of closeness to reality for it to work.
So how did the face?
People don't see your face tattoo. I've been with Jake and people are commenting about his hair and like they don't see his face tattoo, even though it's right in front. It's really funny.
And how did the idea for that come up?
For my tattoo?
Yeah.
It's just like, I just feel like tattoos in general are pretty narcissistic. They're like branding your body for life. And face tattoos are that, like, times 10 or whatever. Because it's like branding your face for life. It's like augmenting your face. So my tattoo is a self-portrait of myself. It's kind of just like, and like just the act of getting a face tattoo, for me was just like, there are no like limits or rules or like anything. It's like, it's just like everything's fun, everything's fucked up and fine at the same time, and it's just like it's myself because it's like a reminder that like I can be myself. So every time I look in the mirror, I'm like I see myself again.
So, finally, what do you see for the future of Kelvin?
I hope someday that they'll make Legos based on Kelvin. That's like a big goal of mine. Like I want it to be like a cultural moment. Like I want to have a normal show about weird people. That's like, but yeah, like I want it to be a show that we can all watch.
I've just one like side note question. What's the relationship of this show about manifestation? And is there one? Like, is this show part of that practice that you're doing in your life? Like, is that involved in this show?
Yeah. Yeah, like when I was talking about like the 2 weeks thing, it was weird, right? Like coming up with a show, like everything just like kind of happened. Like that the neon piece in the back room was like it totally made itself. And there's like a couple other objects like that. And then there's also like objects that are like shitty and like dumb, or I don't know, like I feel like just when you just like trust your hand and trust the art itself, it kind of like makes itself, and like some hit, some miss, but it's just like experiencing that is cool, and that's like kind of like the point of like the dry erase boards, and like people can draw on stuff, like fuck with the art, like maybe someone will like draw a dick on the boards, but maybe someone will make something tight, or like maybe someone, you know, like I feel like you just like kind of have to like trusting the universe, and just like in the context of art, I feel like is a fun idea. Maybe.
And do you have any advice for young artists who are trying to get involved or succeed?
Yeah, I think the best thing that I did as a young is using the tools that we're given. It's like we have so many like infinite tools, YouTube and like tutorial. Like CalArts didn't really teach me any craft. Like that's a YouTube tutorial. But yeah, like using the tools that we have and like doing it in a different way, and like everyone is so different. So like being different isn't hard. You just have to not follow rules. Yeah, I think I mean, doing whatever you want is kind of just the basics.
I think like as easy as it is to be different, I think most people don't want to be different and they want to be the same.
Yeah, but even that's different.
Well, does anyone from the audience have any questions?
I think some people might not know that you're brothers. Everybody knows that they're no, and I think my statement was
That some people might not know that you're brothers, and that you sort of had similar experiences, right?
Yeah, we grew up together.
You're growing up together.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to watch this exhibition come together, because it was almost like a collaboration in a way, not just with Trip, but also with this community that you know pretty well, right? So we had Brett loving working on the exhibit. We had, I'm sure, some other people from the community. And when I saw it today, I said the opening was the most Texas opening I've ever seen here, because it was unscripted. It was kind of, it was really related to the behavior of the audience as they came in. Like, when did it feel right to do a car race? Not like a museum, like we're doing it at 3 p.m. and everybody's got to line up here. And so it was like, when does it feel right? When does the audience, what is the audience going to want to do when they're in here? And then also I think that Jake's tiny little instructions throughout the show, which I've been discovering, there's sort of instructions where to look and what to do and things like that. But I think that inspires people who are participating to move through this space a little differently. Like, I found myself on the floor the other day, like looking underneath something because it said to look underneath, and I hadn't realized that until like the 10th time I did the exhibit. But then people participating are really afraid to write on surfaces, and they'll come over to me and go, "You sure? I can write on this. I can write anything." I'm like, "Yeah, you can." So it's just, I guess, this is like a long-winded way of saying that I see this show as almost an experiment in behavior. You know, the way that the public is going to respond to an exhibit that doesn't tell you where to be in it, what to do, what time you're supposed to be there, how you're supposed to think about it. And that to me is fascinating.
Yeah, like I was like playing with the idea of like putting more materials around, like arts and crafts materials around, but I kind of didn't like that because then it became too much that. And I think like the not having that also like helps with the tension and the thinking. Like, if it was like everything was on like a pedestal and like with a like clear sign of like draw around, it would like be there would be no thinking. They'd be like, oh, okay, you know. So yeah, like I felt like it is important to be vague because of that tension thing. Another question.
Do you think that, I'll just speak loud. Do you think that the installation is like Calvin's playground?
She asked if I think that installation is like Calvin's playground. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's like, it's me, like, realizing how important my childhood, goofing off is. It's like, I mean, it's doodles. Like, doodles are different than drawings. They're like, yeah, they're like, the doodles are this whole other thing. And doodles are crazy because you don't need to think. It's a doodle. And they're like, you can't. It's like almost like you can't get into that mindset. There's no other way to get into the doodle mindset without doodling. And like that's why I like these so much. Like I have these in my house in LA, like not for long. But yeah, because like when I'm in the zone of work zone, I'm like, you almost need to be in the space of rule breaking in order to break rules. I don't know if that makes sense, but like the show being Kelvin's playground is kind of about rule breaking. I mean, it's not. I'm not like going out here saying like this is the most broken rule show, but it's like it is a show about breaking rules and like kind of being a kid.
My question was about your Instagram account, and just listening to you talk about rule breaking and not rule breaking, it all seems very, there's a lot of Buddhist philosophy that kind of feels to be sort of embedded, not only in your work, but also just in your way that you exist in life. And I wondered that your Instagram now, if you're sort of consciously tapping into that, or like what, and if you even think about philosophy in that way, or is this just sort of a culmination of life that
Yeah, I feel like her question is about like Buddhism and pretty much like how it relates to my Instagram, but yeah, I think it's a little bit paradoxical because the whole thing is like about just being, so like and the Instagram, like I never like, I guess I make like Buddhist references a lot, but yeah, like the way that the show is, and I think like the Instagram does that whole thing does relate to the reality, because it's like it is just kind of like letting things happen and like trusting the universe, and I am into all that stuff.
Do you like read any Buddhist books?
I read books. I really like the Tao. It's really simple and fun to read and true.
That's what Zach did.
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah. I gotta get over here like the old man. So I gotta ask you, when you were about 10, and you poached Eminem, and it was like an act of reappropriation, because he had just come out with Slim Shady, and you got up and you did your version of Slim Shady, but it was a pink marker on the pink marker on the real pink marker. It was kind of perfect. You took it back. I'm just wondering, did you like? Were you happy about? Were you nailing him? Or what?
Eminem?
Yeah.
I was, yeah, totally. I was like obsessed with Weird Al. He was like the reason. It's probably the reason I am a musician. And yeah, so like whenever a song would come out, I'd make a like parody version, and like at Hayground, it was like in that kind of like that doodle mode I was talking about. I just like had like a marker and like a cone, and then to me it looked like he was like speaking out of a megaphone. And then I started singing the real pink marker, please stand up, and it turned into a whole thing. Yeah. I probably should have included more pink in my markers in the show.
I'm sorry, this is kind of based on what Andrea was mentioning though, but like those little notes that are around the space, I feel like the ghost Kelvin wrote those and other things other people wrote, or is there like any relation from the characters that are actually making the show? Like, are those cartoon characters making the show in like a weird way or something?
I guess like all the it is like kind of masquerading in a way. So like I am like all the characters. And Kelvin is like, I just want to give like a little bit back to the concept of Kelvin. Is he is like this introverted, like dreaded, like face covered kid that like doesn't talk and is shy, but he has this goat. He has this spirit that is like an astral projection of his consciousness, and that character is like way different. He's like extroverted and fun and flies around and is like he's like more animated and blue, and that's kind of like what that neon piece is a little bit. It's like the inner Kelvin and the outer shell, and that cylinder is a hoodie too. Like the piece is called Hoodie. But yeah, like me and Trip were like taking pictures of the whiteboards, and the reflection of the neon, which is the ghost, was on the whiteboards, and it's like almost like glitching.
Like every image.
So yeah, Kelvin I think has like a way I'm learning of like seeking out life.
And I know a little bit about this show is that Kelvin can like he can't talk to his family. Well, he can talk to maybe one of the characters, but he has to like get messages across them like through like the video game, or if they're watching TV, he can like communicate with his parents like via those other things. And they like remind, like when you're installing the show, you start seeing pictures that I saw from Jake's cartoon happening in real life that were like kept on tripping me out. If you wanted people to take one, like, was there like a singular main thing that you want people to walk out of the space feeling after seeing the show?
No. Yeah, because it's like, if there was that, I would like say it. And I feel like the whole fun of it is that it's your own experience.
Does anyone else have any questions? April.
I have, but I'm not proud of any of it. I don't like VR that much. But I've played around with it, and I've done some augmented reality too, which is cool. It's like, if you don't know what it is, look into it. It's kind of, I mean, yeah. The long story short is yes.
And just so everyone knows, Jake doesn't talk so much, so you have him on a good place to get information. Debbie.
Yeah, I believe so. I think we're going to do a circuit.
April.
Yes, I love Chris Ware. It's so beautiful. Really? Chris Ware, he's a cartoonist. He's a very deep and personal stories.
So I was just wondering, because he seems so like on your spiritual feet, and he's so like deeply dark and existential, like crossing down into like the dark side. I was just wondering, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's this guy, I saw this anime movie, The Perfect Blue, recently, or it's just Perfect Blue. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I don't know if you should like watch it with your kids, but it's like stuff like that. And Chris Ware's, there's this like, and this is like why I love cartoons so much. Is like it's all like drawn and fabricated worlds, but they're so much more real than like films. Like actual film, or like live action films, I should say, because there's like, when you think about it, like something animated compared to something live action. I mean, I'm not trying to make any blanket statements, but like they're actually like fabricating a world from scratch, and like with live action, they're like kind of tricking us. Like I saw the new Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, and like comparing that movie to other Spider-Man movies, like it's so much more true to the form of superheroes, because like they're actually creating the world, they're actually creating the characters like from scratch, whereas like Tobey Maguire dressed up as with Spider-Man is like kind of goofy when you think about it. It's like cosplay, or like it's this like goofy idea. So like in a way, like I don't know. I just like sometimes feel like animation and like illustration has a tendency to capture the real more so than maybe like the live action.
Yeah, completely, because we've seen Tobey Maguire, and like we know that he's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, like I don't care how good an actor Tobey Maguire is, he's not Spider-Man. He's Tobey Maguire.
Spencer,
Tripoli.
now you're the question.
Calling me out. I'm just enjoying listening to you.
You must have a question.
No, I always have a question. I'm pretty sure I asked them all day.
Can you ask him for everyone else to hear?
Well, you know, actually you didn't have a question. Now you put me on the spot. But yeah, just a culmination of the energy of this entire show. Watching how much work you guys put in, and just coming to the Guildhall my whole life, and then coming here now for the show. It's pretty good. It's allowed to do this. I was blown away by coming in, like, you gotta stand back, just flying cars. I just couldn't believe it was happening at Guildhall. Amazing you guys pulled it off. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.